Happy birthday, everyone. Not happy birthday, the expression, but happy birthday, the song. Unless it happens to be your birthday, then happy birthday for real. Thanks so much for watching this banjo video on your birthday. I have received enough requests for a tutorial of this song over the years that I finally decided better make it happen. So I'm going to teach you actually 3 different ways to play this, okay? One, a very straightforward melody first way, one a little bit arpeggiated, and then one in a different time signature that really allows the banjo to shine, which is the one that I just played for you. All right, so let's just start. First of all, this is in standard G tuning. Get your banjo in tune if you're playing along or learning along. And we're going to be playing this standard G tuning. So G on the 5th, D on the 4th, G on the 3rd, B on the 2nd, D on the 1st. And that will put us in the key of G. We'll be playing this in the key of G, all right? So let's first just pick out the melody notes. Now we're gonna start by playing this in its traditional time signature, which is 3/4 or waltz time. So I'm gonna tap that out and sing along so that we all have this in our mind. And so the waltz time, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear someone. Happy birthday to you. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Okay, that's in your head. Now let's find the notes. We're going to play them all on the first string, okay? So we start out like this. All right, so open string, then the 2nd fret, open again, 5th fret, 4th fret. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then our next line, almost identical except we go up to that 7th fret, and then we end on the 5th fret. So instead of going 5/4, we go 7/5. So now that's our first essentially half of the song. Next part goes like this. All right, marching all the way down that first string. So it starts open, 12th fret, 9th, 5th, 4th, 2nd. Now we just have happy birthday to you. So 10th, 9th, 5th, 7th, 5th. So all together, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear someone. Happy birthday to you. All right, now you already have a version of Happy Birthday that you can play at all of your friends' parties. Okay, so now we're gonna spice this up just a little bit by adding in some harmony notes. All right, we're gonna play 2-finger partial chords along with these melody notes that are on our first string. So this is kind of a chord melody style way of playing it. This is the first official version. I said I was teaching you 3. If you count what we just did, that's 4 versions you're getting. Pretty incredible. All right, so here's the tab for this. We have the same melody notes on our first string. We're just adding in the 2nd string now along with it. So first 2 notes. We're just playing, again, I'm playing with my index and middle, open strings, and now we're moving to a C chord, so we're just forming part of that C chord shape. All right, and then we're back to open. Now we're part of a G chord shape. All right, 5th fret again on the first string, and then 3rd fret on the 2nd. And now we're ending on a D chord, so all we're doing is bringing that, we're keeping our 2nd string the same, 3rd fret, and moving to the 4th fret of the 1st string. So that whole phrase, I guess it's easiest there to do pinky, middle on that first string, while you're just keeping that 3rd string fretted with the index. So one more time. All right, next part starts out the same. Now we go to 7th fret. We're on a D chord here, which is that bar at the 7th fret. So we're just going to play those the second and first strings at the 2nd fret together, and then back to this G chord shape. You could leave that that open second if you want to. I kind of like it with the third string, but since that's a G chord, you can do either one. So that whole thing again. All right, halfway home, start out again the same way. Now we're moving up to 12th fret, still a G chord, so that barred G chord at the 12th fret, just playing the top two strings. Now we're moving to this next G position down here, that version. So we have 9th fret again of the first string, 8th fret of the second string. So you can use your same fingers, just slide them apart, and then just like we did before, with that 5th fret to 4th fret, while holding the 3rd fret on the second string, and then C chord there. So that whole phrase. All right, last bit. I like to play both 10th fret of the second and first string there, and then to that 9th and 8th fret, or you can leave that open. So like this. Or either one, whichever you like. Okay, whole song sounds like this. Okay, now your friends are super impressed, but we're gonna go even further. Do a version like this still in 3/4 time, but we're gonna play it arpeggiated. All right, so here's the tab starting out for the arpeggiated version, and that just means playing individual strings of the chord, and mostly this will be what we might refer to as reverse rolls, where we're starting with the melody on that first string and then moving to inside strings in the 5th string for our decoration notes. So first measure starts out like we just were doing. Now we go to that C chord and we do this instead. Okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, remember we're in 3/4 time. Back to open strings, we do this. All right. And remember, your melody notes are all falling on that first string, so you want to sound those out a little more than the others, okay? That's why it's always helpful to start with the melody so you know which ones you're supposed to be ringing out. Now we're moving to that 5th fret of the first string and the 3rd fret, playing that. And then we're moving to the D chord, and here we're going to finger all 3 strings, and we're going to play like that. Bringing my my ring finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and then ending on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. All right, so all together these measures sound like this. Happy birthday to you. Okay, next section starts out the same. We just go up here again, 7th fret, these 2 strings like we did before, a little reverse roll, and then we're going to play this. We're going to finger the last 3 notes of the G chord here, so we're adding in the 4th fret of the 3rd string to what we were doing before, and we go, and then the last measure, open 3rd. So all together those sound like this. All right, halfway home again. Start out like this. Move to our 12th fret again, fingering those 2nd and 1st strings. Play that. Go up to the 9th and 8th fret, 5th and 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 2nd and 1st, C chord. And we end on that. So all together it sounds like this. Happy birthday, dear someone. All right, last bit. Start out the same. And then we go to this figure again, 9th and 8th fret, 5th and 3rd. 7th, and then this ending again. So all together. Okay, let's play that whole thing. Alright, even more impressed friends and family now. So, I mentioned the last one, the one I played at the intro, is in 2/4, in different time signature. I'm playing it in 2/4 time. So we'll have different beat structure. We're gonna have to reframe, reconfigure our minds to hear this version. So I'll sing it first, and then we'll learn how to play it. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, now we have 1, 2, 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear someone. Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's what we want to be hearing in our heads now as we're working through this particular version. So now we are starting out just those open strings again, fingering those same notes. So our fingering here on the frets is going to be pretty much all the same. We're just doing some different things with our picking fingers this time to play in the new rhythm. So this first full measure sounds like this. Okay, happy birth. All right, now that birth is taking up the entire measure. All right. Next measure sounds like this. We're back to open strings, and then we hit that 5th fret, okay? So far we have this. All right, and then we're moving to the D chord again, fingering all 3 strings here, and this measure sounds like this. And then next measure, we're going to that 2nd fret of the 3rd string. All right, so all together. Happy birthday to you. All right, next part starts out the same. And then the only difference here, we have that 7th fret. And then we end like this, just fingering that 5th fret. All right. So that second part sounds like this. Halfway home again. Here we go to down to the 12th fret. Sounds like this. All right. Now we're extending that roll into the next measure to get some syncopations. So on to the next measure. So we'll start with this one. All right, so we'll do these 2 measures together again, starting with the 12th fret of the 1st and 2nd strings. Then we're moving to the 9th and 8th, 5th and 3rd, 4th. All right, once more slowly. Back to our C chord. So, and then end here. Okay, so that whole phrase. All right, down to our ending. We're gonna finger 10th fret of the 1st and 2nd strings, and we're gonna add 9th fret of the 3rd string. It's a little sad, a little bittersweet. You got a little bit older, so we're gonna play that chord. And then we're gonna move to the G position there, 7th, 8th, and 9th fret. So again. And then next measure, we'll stay there. We'll just release our pinky. So. And it helps to hear that with the preceding measure, so it all sounds like this. All right, back to that 5th fret again, closing it like we did before. All right, so that last part again. And by the way, when I'm going to that, when I'm fingering this part here, where I'm moving from 7, 8, 9, I'm barring across those top 3 strings to hold down strings 3 and 1 at the 7th fret. Okay. All right, let's play the whole thing. All right, now your friends and family know that you are a legitimate banjo player, because that sounds like a legit banjo tune. All right, there it is. Happy birthday.